It's no secret that recently Mojang has been making some questionable decisions, whether that's the long list of updates that the community has considered to be subpar, or the fact that their player base is not growing nearly as fast as it used to, and that's without even mentioning the destruction that is the mob vote and the total community rage that comes along with it. But why am I talking about this right now? What's one more video to add to the sea of frustration that's been building up here on YouTube towards Mojang and their current handling of Minecraft? You see, viewer, my goal with making this video is not to attack the Mojang team and saying how much better of a job I could have done if I was the decision maker behind Minecraft, because, first of all, I'm not qualified and I would be really idiotic in that position, and it would be really stupid of me to even think that I would be even remotely better than the especially trained and hard-working staff that have to handle the largest game ever. And secondly, this video isn't here to go after Mojang, because something has changed. Just over the past few days, Mojang has released an article covering many of the community's gripes with Mojang right now, and I thought I'd share my thoughts on some of the article's contents because I honestly think this will be really important going forward for any and all things Minecraft. Man, I applaud anyone who kept track of how many times I said Mojang during that voiceover. Now, something I believe is one of the main factors as to why the community gets so upset about certain Minecraft updates is that they feel the update is far too small with limited massive features. And so they'll have to wait another full year until the next update comes out, in which they don't even really know if that update will have the features that they've been wanting. Now, generally, I would have considered this to be a pretty relevant issue. However, with some recent update restructuring announced in this article, we should now be looking forward to more updates more frequently. I'll read it out now for a more detailed account. We know that you want Minecraft content more often, which is why we're changing our feature development rhythm. Instead of providing one free update during the summer, as we've always done in the past, we'll now be releasing a number of free game drops throughout the year. These game drops will vary in size and will bring you features to explore more frequently. Sharp-eyed players will have spotted our first trial of these drops all the way back in December 2023, when we made visual changes to bats and turned decorated pots into functional storage containers. Next came the Armored Paws update, which included armadillos, wolf variations, and wolf armor, and released in April 2024. And that's not all our developer team will be working on. Minecraft is a game that has been growing since its first release, and alongside these regular content drops, our developers will be focusing on long-term initiatives to ensure that we can continue to evolve Minecraft long into the future. Right now, we're also working on bringing a native version of Minecraft to the PlayStation 5 because Minecraft is better when friends can play together on whatever device they want. Over the coming year, we'll also be exploring ways to improve Minecraft's multiplayer experience and make it easier to find and connect with friends. So, what do they mean by changing our feature development rhythm? Well, I think what they mean by this is not get rid of large updates altogether. I still think that they're probably going to have one major yearly update. However, they'll be supplementing it with small things like the bats and decorated pots change, like the armadillos and wolves change, that just came separate but helped build up Minecraft in a similar way. I also think that when they say vary in size, I think that's a bit of a reinforcing of my point where it will probably be a very similar format. They're just going to have smaller updates coming out and then have less like super early snapshots, let's say, for really, really large updates. Like, I think this year snapshots started coming out like just a month or maybe two after the entire update was announced. So, honestly, that is a preferred change for me, but again, that's just my opinion. But overall, I think this is just better and it's more streamlined so people get more content and stop putting all of their focus and pressure on this one major event for Mojang. And people can get very critical of that. And then that's really bad for Minecraft. So I think this is just better for everyone if people are not putting as much focus onto one single event. They also mentioned that that's not all our developers will be working on. They say that Minecraft is been growing and that developers need to focus on long-term initiatives so that Minecraft can continue on. What this is a way to say we're working on making sure Minecraft is stable and doesn't absolutely suck so that only people with mega PCs can play it. I don't see this giving any other message. I honestly just think that this means that performance or like quality of life, like really minor things like better chunk loading or better render distance application, stuff like that, I just think those will be very focused on, and I just think they're trying to share that as well so people aren't worried with so much more new content coming out that quality will be skimped on. I think that's what this sentence here is trying to convey at least. And then they say they're going to bring stuff to the PlayStation 5, and I mean, I play on PC, so that's not the biggest deal for me, but they do mention a very sneaky like sentence here at the end of this section at least, is that over the coming year we'll be exploring ways to improve Minecraft's multiplayer experience and make it easier to find and connect with friends. So what does that mean? Because they put this right after PlayStation 5, which makes me think that there could be a very, very small chance of multiplayer, which I don't know if that's going to be the case. But what do I mean by multiplayer? I mean cross platform multiplayer, true multiplayer between Java and Bedrock. Now, I don't know if that's what they're trying to give. Maybe it's just something really small. Maybe they're adding a small feature to make it so that you can have an in-game chat easier or have like better connecting mechanics or have similar stuff to the Xbox Live friend system just through the launcher instead of having to go to like Xbox Live or log on to like Microsoft Store and stuff like that. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's not something that big, but it's good to keep our eyes out for anything potentially bigger like that cross platform. It would be a lot of work, but they do say over the coming years, so maybe that could be a focus for next year's Minecraft update. Yeah, but that's all from this section. Now, here is the real meat and potatoes of this article. Uh, as we all know, Minecraft has recently been struggling a lot with its mob vote. It has had several mixed reactions of people who really love that they get the opportunity to vote now that it's not only based on Twitter. But then there's also the opinion of we shouldn't even vote at all, that all of these things, all of these options should be added to the game. And then there's the opinion that this vote creates so much argument in the community in the first place that it shouldn't even exist. Some people don't care if the mobs get added. It's just not very helpful, is what some people think. Now, here they say that we are changing the format for Minecraft Live and retiring the mob vote. Now, this is an interesting decision because, on the one hand, I'm sure some people wanted this to be gone and wanted to never have to deal with the mob vote again. I will agree it wasn't the greatest system, and I think generally this will probably receive some very good feedback from the community. But there is the fact that instead of trying to make the vote like something that people actually like love and feel functionally a part of, it's more just taking a step back. And if you really like the mob vote, that could suck for you. And to be fair, there's nowhere near as many people speaking out about the mob vote online as there are people actually voting. So many more people are voting and just not sharing their opinion online, right? So, in my opinion, this is my preferred situation. This is probably the best that we were going to get. I think if we were to continue the mob vote in the way that it was going, I just think that it would have continued to drive people apart. And Minecraft have expressed how they love their community, so I don't really think that's the approach that they wanted. And I'm kind of glad that they made that decision to kind of bring back that mob vote, which started, oh man, all the way back in 1.13. That is so long ago. But bring you something new as well. They want to kind of replace the mob vote. They want people to kind of feel like they're getting their value of the mob vote without having to replace it. So I think what they're trying to do here is they said instead of doing one Minecraft Live, it'll be a more focused broadcast and that'll happen twice a year. Now, I like this idea, but the issue is recently Minecraft scheduling has not been the greatest, especially on their Minecraft Monthly. So, a couple months or maybe a year now back, Minecraft announced a show on their YouTube channel called Minecraft Monthly, and it started out rough. There was, I think, one or two episodes early on, and then it was just silence, and then it started back up again, and it's not really reliable, is kind of what I'm getting to here. And that's kind of the issue I see with expanding the event, because we know that when it happens once a year, they have a whole year to prep for the next show. But they're cutting that time in half now. And maybe with less time focused on voting for mobs, that'll work well. But it's just something to be aware of, that this could start out in a bit of a bad place. But overall, I'm really happy with these decisions. Like, the idea to kind of give more content to kind of distribute the pressure that they have been feeling right now. I can only imagine how pressurized those work environments feel right now, because they have one mega update a year and it's just consecutive people sharing their opinion online, which is fair. But I do think that adds to the stress of the environment. And I think since there's a lot less focus on one main update now, and since they're spreading out their events, I think it'll just alleviate some of the stress that they might be feeling. And I mean, less stressed creative workers are going to make a better game, better content. So I'm all for that, and that's going to be great. And they mentioned that each show will be packed with everything you need to know for like latest features. So they're probably just going to be talking about, again, the more frequent updating. They're probably going to announce uh probably less stuff in each show, kind of like last Minecraft Live. Last Minecraft Live wasn't mega crazy on the announcements, but we got more and more content throughout the year. The mace being a great example of that. So I think this format will really work for the way that the last Minecraft Live went. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think this is really great because there's just so much less stress for them, and it's also just a lot less arguments happening in the community, which is what the mob vote was. So I'm kind of glad that they're taking this more general, more moderated stand on their events so that it's not so stressful and so super overhyped at only really certain key points of the year. So after that, there isn't an awful lot in the rest of this article. They basically just show how feedback has been really, really, really important to them and how feedback has been useful. A great example of this they show here in the article. This is what the armadillo originally looks like, and a lot of people, myself included, I thought it kind of looked like a mouse, more mouse-like with this face. But this is our current armadillo design, and that was a community decision that they put forward to Mojang, and Mojang agreed, and they changed it. And they were kind of highlighting how they appreciate all the feedback, and I think that's really cool because, again, with these more frequent events that are happening twice a year, which will hopefully be quite large events, since they're happening twice a year, it'll just leave more room for a community to suggest stuff because there'll be just a better time to show development to the community in between those shows. And I think that by doing that, we're going to get more feedback in the game. It's going to feel a lot more like the community and the developers are taking this game and working on it together. And I think that'll be really cool. But apart from that, there isn't all too much else to say. Now, thank you guys for watching. This hasn't been the most normal, let's say, of my videos, but I just thought this is a really cool change, and it honestly fixes a lot of problems I was having with Minecraft, and hey, maybe it fixed a couple of your problems too. And I just thought it'd be worthwhile for more people to know that these changes are going to happen to this game that we all really, really love. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next one.